Hello everyone and happy March. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an update on my finances for February 2023. I know February is a short month in general, but it flew by. Like, it's March, y'all. It's almost the end of quarter 3 already. I feel like February didn't even happen, to be honest. It was so fast. It was a very strong month for me. I am very excited to show y'all my numbers. Let's start with my goals. So the first goal that I set for February was to reach $28,000 in my student loan debt savings. And I did. I got well beyond that, and I'll give you the number for how much I have saved as of the end of February in just a moment. But I think I got close to 30K actually, so that's very exciting. I did exceed that. In my March budget video, I did give an update about what I plan on doing with my student loans because at the end of March, I do expect to have enough saved to be done with my student loans, and then I can move on to my other financial goals. So definitely check that out if you haven't heard anything of that. I made some really strong progress on my student loan debt savings in February, so very good month. The second goal that I had was to get rid of 50 things. I did not. I actually only got rid of one thing. So I got rid of like one curtain rod. It was like an old curtain rod I bought that actually ended up kind of like bending because the curtains I put on it were too heavy for it. It was like a cheap plastic rod, so I got rid of it. I thought about this almost every single day. I was like, oh, I need to declutter. I need to declutter because I knew I had set this goal, and I am trying to declutter at least 365 things from my apartment this year, from my belongings, and that is part of my low spend year. But I did not. I literally just got rid of that one thing and nothing else. So slacking on that end, but that's why I went a little bit higher for these numbers. So I did set that goal in January. I achieved that. Set the same goal for March, and definitely want to focus on it for March and make sure I actually do that. And speaking of low spend year, so I am doing a low spend year for 2023. This is in collaboration with a few other YouTubers. They will be linked down below. So this is Rachel Hickey, this is Rebecca from Rebecca's Quest to Fire, and then there are a couple of other ladies who are participating in the low spend year. I didn't set that as a goal because I'm just expecting to do that for all of 2023, but I still did not buy anything personal. I will explain one thing as we go through the health and beauty section that I did buy that some may consider personal, but I see it more of a health purchase. But somebody did ask for me to share what things I wanted to purchase if there was anything that came up, and I think that's a good idea. So for January, there wasn't anything. There wasn't anything that I was like, oh, I would buy that. Like I need that right now, or I want that right now type of thing. But the story was a little bit different for February. So I remember toward the beginning, I almost purchased a book. It was literally only $6 and some change, including shipping, because I was going to purchase a used book, and it was like a self-improvement, spiritual type of book that I was really intrigued by, and I wanted to purchase it. And I was like, it's only $6, blah, blah, blah. I did not buy it though. I did put it just on my book wish list on Amazon, and I'll come back to it if I kind of forgot about it. Would I buy it today? I still would. I would eventually probably read it, but it's nothing urgent. Like I have enough books, as y'all know, to read, even if they're, the bulk of them are fiction. But yeah, so that was one thing. The second thing I really almost bought. So I went to the grocery store last weekend, Sprouts Farmers Market, if any of y'all are familiar with it, but oftentimes they have nice, cute little plants at the front, like as soon as you walk in. And I am a sucker for plants. I have quite a lot of them, and I know I've reached a point in my apartment where I cannot really add any more, but these were so cute. I'll put up a picture. I took a picture because I was like, oh, I'm gonna mention this in my February update because they were only $10, and I was like, it's just $10. Like, they're so cute. I want one, and there were a couple of them that I definitely would have purchased if I was not doing this low spend year because they were unique plants that I do not have yet. But I did not get it, so that was the second thing. And then the third thing was more recent, and this was a ergonomic desk chair. And I may still purchase this later on in this year, but I don't know, would you consider that like a personal purchase or a health purchase? I don't know, because for me, I know that I have poor posture, especially when I sit at my desk. I have like neck problems. This is why I go to the chiropractor and all of that. it's because of how I sit while I'm working, and I spend, you know, 8 hours plus of my day sitting at my desk or standing at my desk. So I know that my chair also is not the best. It's a cute chair, but it's not the best for sitting in for a long time, and I think I probably should invest in a cute ergonomic chair. But this one that I was looking at was like $300, I think. So I didn't buy it, obviously, but I thought about it, and I may push it to later on in the year, or I'll do next year. But I don't know. But yeah, that's it for the purchases, and I'm glad that I didn't buy them. It feels good to have that, you know, like the processing in my mind, like, oh, I should buy it. I should just buy it because it's $10, it's $6, but I'm glad that I stuck with what I'm doing, stayed true to my goals for 2023, and ended up not purchasing anything personal. But now let's talk about some numbers, and I am going to put my spreadsheet up on the screen. The first portion will be just a little section of my spreadsheet, and then we'll go to my full spreadsheet for the whole annual tracker. If you're interested in these spreadsheets, they're very simple, very basic, but you can get this for free. It's always in my description box for these videos. And then I do have an Etsy shop with a few items if you're interested in going a little bit further, but more to come to my Etsy shop. But let's go ahead and first talk about my income as well as my spending for the month. Okay, work income. This is from my full-time job. I am a Salesforce consultant. I've made several videos on this. If you're interested in becoming a Salesforce consultant, I definitely recommend checking out Talent Stacker. I will have my link down below. You can join the free 5-day challenge and see if it's something that you want to pursue, because I did make a career change, and this is where my full-time job earnings come from now. So work income, $3,842. In a recent video, I was talking about getting a bonus for my job that will be in March. As you can see, I did not get that in February, so I wasn't sure if I should expect it in February or March, but it will be at the end of March. Business income, this is anything from my side hustles, which, by the way, I will put up a video on Sunday breaking down where all of this came from. $3,310.24, another strong month. I am so happy about this because, again, it's very close to my earnings from my full-time job, and I think that is just mind-blowing. I'm still working on growing this because eventually I would like to, you know, create content full-time, do financial coaching full-time and all of that stuff, but slowly, steadily getting there, and I'm very happy with this number. And plus it helps a lot with all of my goals. Other income, so this is anything outside of my business income, $794.17. This category has been a little bit lower over the last few months, but happy to see this coming back up. So in total, I was working with $7,946.41 for the month. I also ended up pulling $116 from one of my sinking funds, and I will explain that once we get to that in my actual spending. Okay, so let's go through all of my spending. The bulk of these I'm basically just going to run through. This blue section, these are all my sinking funds. So my taxes sinking fund, this is money I set aside for making quarterly estimated tax payments, a little bit higher than I expected, $550. Gift sinking fund, I did save $75 there. Car/car maintenance, $100. Car insurance sinking fund, $90. Beauty sinking fund was $85. Donate, I budgeted $0. I did not donate in February. I'm resuming that in March. Rent, trash, and pest. This purple section is all to do with housing, my living. So rent, trash, and pest fee is $15.37. Wi-Fi is $55 with Google Fiber. Electricity was $91. Water and sewage, $0 again. I did not pay that. I actually got an email that they are making us back pay the water and sewage. So basically what's been going on is I haven't paid my water and sewage in months. So I asked the leasing office, and they said they've been paying it, like the apartment's been paying it. And I had asked them, well, we have to back pay that. And the guy, he knows who I am because I have gone down there multiple times, or I've emailed multiple times about issues I've had with like the electricity bill. If you go back to my old videos from like the summertime, I had some issues because something was installed wrong and it cost me money. So I was very, persistent with my communication with them, because typically when you're communicating with an apartment complex, they are not very responsive, and I think that's frustrating. I also always negotiate everything, so They know me pretty well because I've lived here for some time and I always negotiate. Like my rent, I don't give up on it. I just keep on pushing. But when I asked that, I was like, am I gonna have to back pay that? And he was like, no, I know you would email me if I did that. And he said it like jokingly, but I know I'm annoying. I know I'm annoying resident, but I'm a good tenant, you know? But then we got an email saying that it will be posted in March, like by March 1st, that we have to pay them back. But I don't see it on mine, so I don't know if he like remembered saying that to me and was like, oh, don't put it on hers or something. I have no clue, but I may have to back pay those. Somebody did mention in the comments to get that in writing, to get that I won't have to back pay them in writing, which is a really smart idea. The reason I didn't do that is because I'm okay with paying it because it's my water and sewage bill. Like, I used it. I was expecting to have to pay that. Plus, it's only like $17, $18 a month, which isn't anything crazy. But yeah, that's a really long story to say. I still haven't paid anything for my water and sewage, and I don't know if that's gonna come back or when that's gonna come back. Household, I budgeted $50, ended up spending $23.26. I did get a replacement TV remote. So my TV remote was okay, the TV that I have, I didn't have a TV in my apartment for like the first 2-3 years that I lived here. My dad had purchased my sister and I a TV like back in 2013. So that's the TV I have because my sister eventually got a new TV. And that remote ended up not work. Well, it still was working, but the volume button was like in and out, and that was just annoying. So that was like $7. And then I got batteries for that, plus like additional batteries, because I have like, you know, those candles that they're like fake candles and they're battery operated. I got a bunch for that. I consider that household. Groceries, I budgeted $400, spent $401.68, so a little bit over budget, but nothing to stress about, obviously. Food out, I budgeted $50. Again, a little bit over budget. I spent $52.45. I wrote down what I got, so a bunch of junk food, clearly. Pastries, donuts. I did get a sub sandwich from Publix, and then ice cream for my boyfriend and I. I feel like I went out to eat a lot more in February than I typically do, but I'm happy that I still didn't go over too much. Gas for my car, I budgeted $50. Ended up spending $23.70, and that's because I got gas just once. I work from home, so I don't drive very often. Health and beauty, budgeted $400, spent $266.11, so clearly under budget here, which is exciting. I got vitamins and supplements. I did have a copay at the dermatologist, got like a skin check and a minor, very, very minor surgical procedure is what they called it. My medication, I went to the chiropractor, I did get a massage, and I have like I had a rollover, so I had a massage membership and I did end up canceling that this month, but I didn't get a massage in a previous month, so it rolled over into February. So this just included the tip. And then this is what I was talking about, where some people may consider this a personal purchase, knee sleeve / wrist wrap. So this is for the gym. Knee sleeves are to protect your knees when you are weightlifting, doing squats, or any like knee bending movements. I noticed that I was having some pain in my left knee. I already have bad knees from my health issues. I figured it would be smart to invest in the knee sleeves so that I could protect them and not cause any further damage or anything of that sort. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. I see this as a health purchase, not a personal one, because it's, I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter. Same with the wrist wraps, that's probably more of a personal item, but wrist wraps are so that you can hold a heavier weight than just your regular hands can carry. Still under budget here though, so happy about that, because that usually doesn't happen, y'all know that. Student loans is next, so this is my student loan savings. I budgeted $2,500, but I ended up saving $3,731.21, which is crazy. As I keep saying, I don't know that I've ever saved this much or paid off this much debt. I probably have. I need to go back and look at my previous months for the last, 5 years or so of paying off debt. But that's really a lot. I definitely haven't done that recently. I'm very excited about this number, and it moved me forward quite a bit. Y'all know that I don't have much debt left, a little over $6,000 at this point, and we're looking good. Dogs, this is money that goes to my sister. $170. Business, I budgeted $20, that was $16.80. Netflix is $15.49. Renter's insurance was $93. Gifts, I budgeted $50, ended up spending $116. So that was where I pulled the $116 from, my gift sinking fund. This is for my dad, so it's like for his birthday and slash Father's Day. We're going to a baseball game. We've done that before. He really enjoys baseball games and the Yankees in particular. So when they come to Atlanta, we typically go to a Yankees game. Next is parking, which I did not expect, which is why it's added on here. When I went to the dermatologist, that was in Atlanta. Typically when you go to park in Atlanta, you have to pay for parking. So that was $6 there. And then I did end up booking travel, which is very exciting. And this travel is for March. I'm actually going in the last week of March to Colombia. My boyfriend is from Colombia, so we'll be visiting his hometown, and I'm pretty excited. All I am paying for is my flight as well as our insurance for the flight. So that's $426.50 from me. Altogether, I spent $7,925.20. I think we're looking pretty good. I know there's some red here, but like really it's nothing. This isn't red in my opinion. Putting more to my student loan debt savings is ideal. All of these are, you know, nothing crazy going on in my opinion. And y'all know that I am doing my low spend year, but I still plan on traveling. So I did budget about $3,000 worth of travel for 2023, and this is just the beginning. So now we are on my full spreadsheet for my yearly tracker, and we're gonna go through my savings, my investments, my net worth, and my credit score. February is quite exciting, lots of things happening. This first section here is my savings, and this is the amount that I had in my high yield savings account on the final day of February, and this is after the interest came through. I currently am using Marcus by Goldman Sachs for all of my sinking funds, and then I have my Citi account for some of my, well, for the bulk of my student loan debt savings because I'm waiting on a bonus to come through. But yes, if you're in the market for a high yield savings account, I do highly recommend Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and I have that link down below. So in my taxes sinking fund, I set money aside every month from my side hustle income so I can pay my quarterly estimated taxes, and that I have $1,205.36. Emergency fund, nothing added, but the interest did cause it to go up to $6,146.21. Gifts I pulled from, but I also put a little bit back in. So that was $250.39 there. Travel, I didn't add anything to. $4.13. Car/car maintenance, $1,951.19. Car insurance, $547.48. That will be, I think that's actually gone already because I paid my car insurance. So I'm using that every 6 months. My beauty sinking fund, $1,210.36. I've been saving this for quite some time. I will be using it very soon, but we'll talk about it when I actually end up using it. You'll see some new names here, and we will be talking about these. But if these are already on here, that means they existed before and they were called something else, and I decided I no longer need those sinking funds, so I just renamed them in my account and they have new purposes. I haven't added anything to these, so you'll see sabbatical. We'll talk about that, don't you worry. That's at $14.36. House down payment. Y'all know that I do want to start saving for a house. I wanted to prioritize that. Not prioritize it, but start that before I turn 30, and just, that's something I want to work toward after I pay off my debt. So switched one of my sinking funds to that. I didn't add anything, so that's still at 73 cents. And then furniture/home. This is just to save up for purchasing furniture/home stuff, and I didn't add anything to that. 40 cents. Student loan savings. This one is at $29,828.67. That is insane. I love that. So close to the 30K mark, but didn't quite get there. And then you can see altogether I have a little bit over $41,000 saved. As for my investments, we first have my Roth IRA. That one unfortunately went down. I didn't add anything to it in February, and the market is down. So that's at $14,192.70. This is, all of these are also from the final day of the month after the markets had closed. So this is down 0.5%. Then we have my 401k. That one did go up 7.1% to $7,402.73. This one typically goes up because a larger amount is being invested into it and it's a smaller balance. So I don't think this one has ever gone down, but eventually I expect it to kind of be in pace with my Roth IRA, and it will go down with the market. M1 Invest or M1 Finance, this is my brokerage account. I don't add anything to this as of right now. That went down 2.4% to $5,859.91. And then I have Coinbase. This is a little bit of crypto. Again, nothing added here. And that went up 1% to $328 even. Altogether, I have $27,783.34 invested. So we're up about 1%, not a crazy jump compared to January because I didn't contribute anything to my Roth IRA, but I do expect that to change going forward, or at least after March anyway. And I'm looking forward to that so much. Like, I just want this number to grow as much as possible over the next couple of years and forever. Okay, so now we're gonna go down to my net worth, and we are at $33,670.26 for February. Keep in mind that this includes all of the numbers I just went through except for my taxes. The money I have saved in my tax savings account, I don't count here. Since I do have to make those payments, I just, pretend it's not there. I also included the amount that I had total in my checking account on the last day of the month, and that's everything that would be different. Of course, my only liability is my student loan debt, and that's the $36,000, so we are working with a pretty good net worth. I am ahead of my goals. If you watch my Q4 update video, I set some goals around this and definitely gonna go well beyond that, which is super exciting. And this gives me a lot of hope for 2023 in general, like what I could potentially reach in 2023 as far as my net worth goes, and that is exciting. Another thing that's exciting is how much my credit score increased. So this is in Credit Karma, but also I checked my FICO score across like all of my credit cards, and it's 799 or 801, depending on which one they pull, like TransUnion or Experian. I'm not sure which one they use. But this jumped a ton for a couple of reasons. I did have, I opened a new credit card, which was actually a 20K credit limit, and that helped a ton. I also noticed that the delinquencies were gone from my credit report. I don't know if that's like, if I were to actually go and try to get like a mortgage or something, it would probably still show on that, but I honestly don't know. So if you've been watching me for some time, you know that one of the worst mistakes I made was co-signing on a car with somebody, and that really screwed up my credit score back in 2017, 2018. I've personally never missed a payment in my life, but I co-signed that car for somebody else, so it was somebody else's car, and at the time I could not afford to make those payments, nor did I want to, even if I could, because it wasn't my car. Because of that, there were 3 times in a row that payments were made late, and that was reported to the credit bureau, and those things don't come off of your report for several years. I think it's like 7 years. It looks like it's fallen off already, which is just amazing. I've never had my credit score at 799 or 800 or anything. I'm not a huge, I don't need my credit score at all times to be super high. I think, where I was before is perfectly fine. But it's just exciting because for a long time I didn't understand why I wasn't getting to the 800s. And yeah, it's pretty cool to get up there. So that's a big milestone for me. And then the final thing I want to share is I always like to share my little net worth tracker from all of 2021, all of 2022, and now going into 2023. I love seeing this. I just think it's so cool. I wish I had more data than this. As I always say, if you're not tracking your net worth yet, go and do it. Go back as far as you can, but if you're not doing it yet, definitely start, because you will regret not seeing all these numbers throughout the years. The final thing I want to show are my goal trackers, which I started sharing this last month. This is brand new to me, and I have this available on my Etsy shop if you are interested. I really look forward to filling this in, and I think it's so cool to see how much progress I've made, or just to kind of like project things out. I can fill in my numbers and see where I can get to each month. You can see here that I am 82.86% of the way to completely paying or saving enough for my student loan debt for this year. and then I'll be done with that. And I moved this darker section to March because that's when I expect it to be done. Of course, nothing added to my Roth IRA, so this is still zero. My emergency fund, the only amount added here was the interest that I gained. My goal of reaching a 100K net worth this year, I think that is possible. We'll see how things go, but I just calculate the difference between February's net worth from January's net worth, and that's how much it grew. So we are 33.7% of the way there. Another crazy one is 100K in gross income. So last month I showed this and I realized I was putting in the wrong value. So I started correcting this, and I'm actually doing a lot better than I expected. So you can see I am on track to make 100K gross this year. And this is from everything from my full-time job, from my side hustles, and from my extra income. And yeah, this is crazy. Like, very, very grateful. And I've worked for this for a long time, so I am just so happy to finally see my side hustles paying off. Y'all saw this number already, but my February side hustle income was $3,310, so that was added. My goal for the year is at least $30,000. Again, I am on track, or I'm ahead of schedule here with that. And then I think I added this one in. So this is to spend less than $50,000 outside of, you know, my investing, outside of my savings, outside of my student loan debt. And I am on track for this as well. I put several thousand to my investments and my savings for the last couple of months. So obviously I'm spending a lot more because of those things, but I don't count that as spending per se, since it is not on just like random things or material objects or something. So looking good so far on spending. But yeah, that is a wrap on my February finances. Please comment down below if you have any questions or if you'd like to share any of your accomplishments from the month. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.